Howdy y'all. Now, I did mention it in part 1 of my Calm Waters over-analysis because frankly I just forgot to mention it. I should point out now that we're in part 2, the final part of this video series, that Calm Waters is incredibly slow-paced. But at the same time, it only took me 120 minutes to beat this damn game. So honestly, if I was to really trim the game and make it super tight, I mean, we're talking about a half-hour experience here at the most, folks. But with that said, I decided to give you all a taste of the game's pacing. Let's watch this transition scene that goes on for way too long.
All I could do was lay in my cell. I wasn't even allowed my one phone call.
Well, I'll be. This game is downright international. Not only is it applying an American prison trope to a British game, but this British national is imprisoned in Greece, so apparently he's entitled to one phone call. A common myth that I really don't feel like explaining right now, but to say the least, a lot of holding cells have phones, so you can call people, you just end up getting ripped off because it's insanely expensive to place a call from a prison. But with that said, there is something a lot more important here, something the game does not even begin to acknowledge. Now I'll be honest with you all, at one point I did think that the fact that we surrendered our passport to that creepy hotel lady would come into play here, because maybe the detective would be like, oh, I don't know you're a foreign national, you're not entitled to anything, so I'm just going to leave you in prison to rot because I think you killed that tourist girl. But no, nothing like that happens. So the fact that we have an English national in a Greek prison doesn't matter at all. No, we don't have any right to get in touch with the consulate. We just imprison until we find a way to adventure game our way out of here. Which, as you can imagine, really isn't too terribly difficult because there's not a whole lot you can do in this prison. It's boring as hell. We can't even piss in a toilet.
I honestly had no idea how it could possibly get any worse. And then, something happened outside the cell window that chilled me to the bone.
Sound like that dang old monster thing got some tasty victuals. Sound like it was some lady. Maybe it was that missing lady. She done got eaten, and we could hear it. But, of course, none of this is relevant to anything else that happens in the game. Nobody acknowledges the scream. Hell, even our hero doesn't acknowledge it, really. He just kind of mentions it in passing. Oh, I heard a monster kill somebody, so I believe the monster's real now.
Mancini, you can't keep me locked up in here. Let me out!
Keep it down, Taylor!
So all the skepticism's been dropped. It's day 4 of our 7-day trip here. And yeah, the game is still adhering to that timeline. We only have a week to stay here. I guess maybe we'll lose our job if we stay any longer. But yeah, we need to get out of prison. So the thing to do is just bang on the door long enough, and then eventually the detective will let us out because he's a dumbass.
I'm entitled to a phone call, and you know it.
As has been established earlier, that ain't true. But what is true is we just beg, and then the detective's like, fine, make your phone call. But rather than calling the consulate like somebody in real life, we call the journalist lady, and yeah, she's going to help us break out of prison. which is just amazing. Why does this woman trust us at all? I mean, she saw we had a necklace of the missing girl. Think about it. The only other person who knew that we had the necklace was the journalist. So she had to snitch, man. How else would the detective know to be creeping in our bathroom waiting for us to return? And yeah, it did sound like he was expecting us to have the necklace on our person. I mean, the only other possible person could be the waiter, but the waiter was pacing back and forth and wasn't in the scene very much. And plus, the timeline doesn't add up because after we talked to him for a while, we just went straight to the motel room. So the only possible person who could have informed the detective that we had it had to have been the journalist lady. But yeah, we acted like we trust her. Oh my God, Petey boy, you are a dumbass, but in this game, that will be rewarded because yeah, she gonna break us out of prison for reasons that are really unfathomable to me.
Shit. So you're locked up?
Yeah, I'm loving it.
At least your incarceration hasn't won over your sarcastic attitude.
I'm sorry. I just need to get out of here, and Mancini's convinced that I'm guilty.
That's because you are guilty.
I don't know how things work in Greece, and with years of austerity, I don't know if this police department can afford to record every phone call like what most police departments do. But also, too, he can hear what we're saying on the phone. It's just remarkable he does not act on any of this information that he can clearly overhear, because, that would make the game just all the more silly if he did.
Are you still not wanting to investigate the island? Are you still wanting your relaxing vacation?
I know. I just need to get to the bottom of this and clear my name. I need to get to that island.
Hold on, Petey boy. I'm on my way.
I couldn't see.
Dramatic music. So yeah, after the phone call, the detective throws us back in the clink, and guess who's waiting for us on the outside of the walls? Yeah, the journalist lady. She got there real freaking quick. I mean, we only hung up the phone a minute ago, and here she is, just waiting for us to talk to her. Like she was out there the whole damn time.
Last night, I heard the sound of what can only be described as a woman getting eaten alive. Seriously. It seemed to be coming from that damn island out to sea.
But that island's at least 2 miles out to sea.
Trust me, that's where it was coming from.
And you're still wanting to go there?
So, okay, now after her going on and on and on about going to that damn island, now she's like, whoa, people got eaten on that island? I don't want to go there. And how are we the only one that heard that woman getting eaten if it was 2 miles away? That's some very loud eating. Surely we're just not a serial killer that's been murdering tourists on this island for years, but thinks it's a monster because of horror tropes that poorly understand psychotic behavior. But yeah, we're going to that island and she's going to let us out of prison through some puzzling, and also, coincidentally, a drunk lady's going to help us out. So, alright, we get to play as Michelle. And you see, there's a drunk lady in here who also is a pickpocket because, all drunk ladies are pickpockets. So we have to give her some wine so she can get the detective's keys so then we can, let our hero out. Yeah, we only very briefly play as Michelle. Just long enough to get a wine out all the more drunk. So we're basically an enabler. Aren't we just a wonderful person?
I warned you, Mary, and don't say I didn't. Take some time to sober up.
Prick! Mary over there should have the key to the cell.
And prisons are co-ed in Greece. So the cops think it's a great idea to have a drunk woman in prison with a guy who they suspect of at least kidnapping a tourist. I mean, they think this guy commits violence against women, and they're taking a very vulnerable person and putting him in the cell. Oh my good lord, no wonder people die at this island. Ain't nobody got no goddamn common sense.
I think that young lady over there has the thing for you. How many women do you know who'd go to these extremes for someone?
Oh yeah, that is happening. This game's just gonna go ahead and shoehorn in a love story between our two leads because why the hell not? They're already throwing everything but the goddamn kitchen sink at this game, and for some odd reason, they still can't get any longer than a 120-minute runtime. And it still feels like there's a shit ton of padding. But oh yeah, we're still not done. We still gotta figure out a way to distract the detective, so let's listen to our heroes try to figure out how to get the detective out of the prison cell so we can escape. I mean, yada yada yada. It gets really weird, folks.
Got it. Call Mancini and tell him there's been a rape.
Jesus Christ, Pete, a rape? Are you serious?
Oh goddamn, I wish the game wasn't, but yeah. She calls Mancini, he leaves, we can escape now, and just listen to the glorious conversation they have. I swear to God, this game.
So go on then.
I'm sorry.
What was the reason you gave Mancini on the phone? You'd said there'd been a rape, didn't you?
Jesus, damn that and Christ on the cracker. That jiff is gonna get done worked out. I don't know. I guess we're supposed to find it cute that they're bonding over false rape reports. Jesus, you can tell their love will stand the test of time.
Let's find a way to that island and end this once and for all.
We certainly picked good weather for it.
Alright, let's go ahead and meander through the bulk of this game, at least in terms of rooms. And then we find ourselves on the beach where, guess what? Our hero finds himself, yet again, at a crime scene. And of course we're going to disturb it because that's just our thing now.
Shit. That's the cop who was on the beach the other day. What the hell has happened to him?
Well, let's instantly forget about that, and instead we find a secret cave that we're going to explore.
Trap door? What the hell?
Here, give me a hand to move this wheelchair.
Where do you think this leads?
I'll give you 3 guesses, Petey boy.
I think it leads to that island over there.
There's only one way to find out. Let's go.
So our heroes share a tender moment where it's clear that Petey wants to bone this girl and the feeling's mutual because hell, they just met, so why not fuck later? But that's beside the point. The point is we're about to spend a tenth of this game wandering through a dark-ass cave with really nothing eventful going on. But hey, it's a chance for me to play some copyrighted music that I enjoy. Yeah, it is what I live for, folks.
Too bad, just go on your way. Some people will do anything, well that's what they say. But everything's fine, carry on.
I'll tell you what, Michelle. I'm glad to be out of there.
Ditto, what a walk.
Well, we're here. I don't know what we're supposed to do now, though.
We explore. I'm glad that storm stopped.
Alright folks, let's just meander around for a while until something happens because this is how this game is constructed at this point.
Hey, Mr. Vine!
Glenn?
Please don't be angry.
What the hell are you doing here?
I was in the restaurant. I just closed up and I saw you both walking around in the storm and I thought, hey up, something's not right here. I couldn't resist. I wanted to know what you were both up to. How scary is that tunnel?
You're the waiter who served me the other day.
That I am.
This is crazy.
Oh yeah, he's going to be our third protagonist now, but he is quite literally just a hanger-on. But hey, now we finally have enough characters following our hero to have a conga line.
Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer. Come on, shake your body, baby, do that conga. No, you can't control yourself any longer.
Alright, I'm just going to briefly interject here. There's a little puzzle we have to solve to open some cave door. It's downright ridiculous. Oh, dear sweet heavenly Jesus. That conehead reject is our monster that's been eating tourists. Oh my god, just look at that motherfucker. Oh my god. They're so beautiful. So majestic. He's native to this island and eats tourists because, well, he just does. But our hero seems so nonchalant about it. And also, the Macho doesn't really seem all that interested in chasing them. It's just all downright ridiculous, so let's just walk away from the situation and call it a day, right?
What the hell was that?
I don't like this, Pete.
I'm like, really having second thoughts about following you guys now?
Jesus.
So yeah, like the heroes we are, we found the monster, so we just walk away. Because a tourist-killing monster doesn't want to chase us, even though we found out its secret location, because this monster is just, I don't know, like a predator, and maybe they're just in it for the thrill of the hunt. So they're giving us a head start. I don't know, folks.
Wait, where's Glenn gone?
Shit, I don't know. Glenn! again!
I mean, he was sandwiched in between you all. He exited the room, like, right after us. How the hell did we lose him in the transition? Oh, dear sweet Jesus, we lost him in the transition. Oh, well, let's go into the cave now, because I guess that's where Glenn must be.
Glenn must have gone into the cave.
Or he was taken.
No, actually that's not possible unless you blacked out when we went from room to room. No, he was, again, sandwiched in between you all. Game, I got eyeballs, I saw what happened. But oh well, let's go into the cave and see your cool little cinematic you got.
What the?
Peter, where are we?
Somewhere we don't belong, Michelle.
I mean, judging by the columns and the person-sized walkway damn thing, I think people were intended to be here. Hell, you're fitting through the doorway, so I think you may belong here. Oh well, let's cross this crevasse and not question how it was built or why. Ours is not to wonder, but instead to end this adventure game.
Michelle, what the hell's going on? Why is Mancini here?
I have no idea. Why are they kneeling like that?
Because the developer couldn't find a better way to pose his models. It looks downright ridiculous. But yeah, I think honestly it's the best the dev could do. So it looks like they're squatting and trying to take a shit, like they're a bear in the goddamn woods.
Peter, Michelle, run! Get away!
What are you doing here, Mancini?
I was taken when I left the police station. Peter, my friend.
Oh no, it turns out Manzini or whatever his name is had a crush on us. Or something, I don't know. He was actually trying to protect us from the monster-eating tourist thing. I shit you not, folks, I shit you not.
I've been protecting holidaymakers such as yourself from falling foul of this evil. This is why I put you in that cell.
What? Why didn't you just tell me what was going on?
Oh, okay, so you won't believe all the bountiful evidence we found prior to our incarceration about there being a tourist murdering monster on this island, but you will believe the detective who arrested you. God damn it, Peter.
Why don't you both come down from that ledge? Why are you kneeling?
Because it's coming back! It's coming back to kill us all! To make a sacrifice!
But again, that still doesn't explain why you mofos are kneeling. But yeah, we find out that this monster has been sacrificing people because it just is. The game even can't come up with a plausible explanation. Monster sacrifice people because it's spooky. Deal with it, player.
Just run! Run now!
Keep away from him, you bastard!
Oh my god, between the voice acting, the flat animation, the fact that we're trying to save a waiter that we spoke to twice, this is just a magical and fantastic climax.
That column looks weak. Michelle, we've no time to lose. Begin pushing that pillar with all your might. It's crumbling at the base. We can push this on top of that thing.
Well, hopefully the thing doesn't understand English because it could just move out of the way. In fact, it could just move at all, but no, it ain't. It's just kind of standing there like, what you jackass is doing? You think I don't speak English?
We're doing it! We're doing it!
I can't, Peter!
Yes, you can! We can do this! It's going to fall! Shit! That didn't work.
Okay, now that was actually funny. Pretty goddamn funny. But it totally does not fit what's going on right now. Oh my god. Maybe this game is meant to be taken as a comedy. Well, alright. Maybe it's better that way somehow? I don't know. I'm reaching for stuff, man.
Mr. Vine, Michelle, go! Save yourselves!
But Glenn!
There's no time, just go!
Actually, there appears to be all the time in the world because the monster's just... I don't even know. Maybe he's hoping for a BJ or something.
Peter, he's right. We've tried. We need to get out of here now!
We did exactly one thing and now we're out of ideas, so let's just run away from the statuesque monster that is probably just wondering why they're communicating their plans all out in the open. I can't even keep a straight face anymore. Oh my god. But it gets better, folks.
Michelle! Go! Now!
Not without you!
Go!
swear to Christ, it's like the voice actors aren't even trying anymore. They were doing a pretty good job up till now. But it is like, go, I'm gonna save Glenn, I'm a voice actor, I'm probably being paid like 50 pounds to do this. But with all that said, folks, we are at the very end of the game. Now we're gonna beat this tourist-killing monster that's been ravaging this land for God knows how long. And it's gonna be amazing, because we're gonna get an honest-to-God animated cutscene. Oh, it's glorious, folks, because guess what? It's hammer time!
Stop! Hammer time!
I'm free, free falling.
Finally, it was all over.
Oh my God, folks, let's just marvel at this excellent animation for one more glorious time. Because not only does it look like Peter's about to throw that hammer into the ground, I mean, look at his swing. Good Lord, the man never played baseball. That thing's gonna hit the ground in front of him a few feet away. But no, apparently through the power of hate for some monster that eats tourists, he managed to ding the thing right on the head, which somehow causes it to fall off into this crevasse, cause, you know, that would totally happen. Yay, Peter! You killed the monster, and guess what? You get the girl too. And I swear to God, Peter is not an author avatar at all.
Mr. Vine!
Glenn!
Wonderbar, Glenn's alive, in case you were curious or cared. He's fine. And so's our hero. He gets a happy ending after all, though wait a minute. We didn't exactly clear his name now, did we? All we managed to do was kill a monster by flinging his body deep, deep down into some crevasse that's going to be really hard to get to. And also there's a problem that we escaped from prison, and now the detective's gone missing, and we know he's dead because we saw him die. So there's a distinct possibility that Peter could be linked to the death of the detective, and also the whole missing girl thing. He's still the prime suspect. Just because the lead detective dies doesn't mean the case is closed. Someone else is going to take over, and Peter's going to look guilty as sin, because not only did he escape from the prison, but the detective's missing now. Oh my God. Peter, you better get a goddamn good lawyer, because you are going to go to jail for a long time.
So, Michelle, what happens now?
What happens now? You tell me, Petey boy. You tell me.
And that is how I met my wife.
Yeah, but all the other details don't matter. But what you need to know is that Peter got his Peter hooked up to Michelle, and now they're a thing. The priorities of this game, the priorities. But yeah, that was Calm Waters. You saw it. I experienced it. I'm done with it. Have a good day, folks.